For Panthers Fans Only is a sports podcast intended for mature audiences and contains profanity as well as extremely spirited conversation. What you see and hear are the sole opinions and depictions of each individual, not at all inclusive of the entire cast or any guests associated with our show. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember to stand on business.
Welcome to Panthers Fans Only. What's funny? I mean, we lost. What are we celebrating? What music are we? Why are we playing music? Yeah, well, that's kind of how it needs to be. I'm not gonna lie, because that's how I felt like my Saturday night ended when I felt like the party was just about to begin. Like I said, welcome to Panthers Fans Only. I'm your host JJ.
I'm your co-host Terrence.
Haley is in here. I'm not sure if y'all heard her chiming in with her 2 cents. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she is. I think her main objective today is to rage bait me, and I'm gonna stay calm. Hi.
Hello.
What did you pick up your mic to say?
Hello.
Fair enough.
I think we're all rage baiting each other.
I think we all are too, but it all started with him.
Of course.
No, how about it started with you being an hour and a half fucking late?
First and foremost, actually, never mind. Let me not even get on my shit. Let me just chill. I wasn't an hour and a half late. I was right on time. Niggas just got spoiled. Niggas just got spoiled because I was in and out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm quick. So I'm able to do XYZ at work and then get here. That is not the regular time. This is really this is the real regular time. If I'm being honest, I don't get off work technically to them until 5:30. So if we can do math, 5:30 plus Greenville traffic, that's an additional 15 minutes. That's an hour and 45 minutes to an hour and 50. So this is the regular time.
Well, I was looking at your location at 5:30. You were still at your house. So like, are you trying to get that shit off? That's just not true.
And please don't ever use the word quick again, because even on normal weeks, we're still waiting for you. The only day you're ever
Am I getting ridiculed for having to drive 90 miles away to record?
I don't want to
when
hear
y'all
that because
fucking
I'm
live
driving
6 minutes away from each other. Is that what's happening right now?
I don't want to hear that because I'm driving from the office, which is literally only 15 minutes less than your drive. And
lesser traffic.
I was gonna say the only day that you're quick is on game days. So that's the only way that you can use that word.
Well, shout out to the Panthers. No more game days for the next 8 months. So, guess I'll revert back to my tortoise ways. Is that the right terminology?
I guess.
You don't know. I don't know why the fuck I asked you. But now, welcome to the show. If you haven't already, make sure to tap in on social media at For Panthers Fans Only on Instagram and TikTok at FPFO_podcast on X. Yeah, I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on. Appreciate everybody for being here. Shout out to all the listeners on DSPs. Had a couple of people come up to us during the tailgate this week. Shout out to I just want to say this too, man. Shout out to everybody that showed out and showed up to the bank this week. Shout out to everybody that was at the tailgate, whether it was Roaring Riot or what they did outside of the stadium on the stadium lawn. I will say this, just to kick the show off. Me and him have been extremely critical of this fan base at times, but I will say that Saturday night, y'all showed the fuck up. And I'll say Saturday as a whole, because the tailgate, when we got the Roaring Riot, we got there at an hour before the gates open.
Yeah, something like that.
And it was like wrapped around the building. So shout out to Panther Nation. I know, like I said, we've been extremely hypercritical. I'm going to say this too, and this is probably just terrible that I'm going to condone this shit, but absolutely loved seeing niggas crash out in the stadium. Absolutely loved seeing hands being thrown.
Not at each other, though.
Yeah, that was like, goofy. That was weird.
I'm more so like the Rams, like when people were fighting the Rams fans. Now, that's crazy. I don't condone violence, really. But, I mean, if you're going to crash out, then at least do it to the opposing team. So
Agreed. But all of that being said, like all the jokes aside, huge shout out to Panther Nation, bro. That was Saturday evening was by far, for me personally, the most surreal experience as it pertains to the Carolina Panthers, the most surreal experience that I've ever had in Bank of America Stadium. I'm instantly, automatically putting that shit top 3 on my all-time game experiences. Instantly putting it top 3. Vegas is still number 1 for me just because, I mean, the Vegas trip last year was crazy. Atlanta is number 2, but I almost want to put Atlanta at number 3 and move Saturday up to number 2 because the legends being around, the fan base being outside, the weather being what it was. I mean, just really just a flawless experience. Me, Terrence, and Yak headed up on Saturday morning. That in itself was, just a very, very enjoyable experience. 2 of my closest friends, we taking a trip to go see our boys compete in the fucking playoffs for the first time in 8 years, hosting the first time in a decade. Like, it just was a very, very surreal experience. So I'm going to say, like I said, first and foremost, to kick off the show, I'm going to say shout out to Panther Nation, and we got to do that shit again. We got to run that back. And this time it cannot take 8 years. That's how I mean,
now that everybody has gotten a taste of it, like, this is it's kind of hard not to expect this going forward. I was saying that, like, after the game and things like that, even though there is going to be uphill battles, but it's like the fans got a taste of it, the players got a taste of it, the coaching staff, like, this should be the standard now. Just because you see, like, how crazy your fan base gets behind the players when we're playing competitive football, when we're playing meaningful football in the month of December, January. Like, you see that the fan base will show up, as it was almost at capacity. Only like 2,500 seats weren't bought and things of that sort. So, and then it didn't even feel like that because everybody felt shoulder to shoulder, and it didn't matter, like, black, white, Asian, whatever, male, female, like, everybody was bobbing with each other under one umbrella just because of the Carolina Panthers. So that was something that was dope to see, like, people we didn't even know beside us, behind us. Like, when good things happen, like, we all celebrated with each other. So that was a great experience for me. I would say behind the Vegas game, this is the second best game experience that I've ever been a part of. And I'm happy that it was with my team at the home field. So great time.
Facts. I'm just going to go ahead and put mine at number 2 as well. I'm going to put mine at number 2 as well. Like, because, again, like, just thinking about the day in totality, like, that shit was insane. Absolutely insane. Very, very, very disappointing way. Excuse me. Very disappointing way to end the year. Damn. Yeah, that, like, very disappointing way to end the year. I will say that this team, knowing where this team was at week 1, right? And what you went to how many games? Like 6 or 7 games this year, right?
Yeah, I was at 7 and 10.
You were at 7 what?
7 and 10.
7. Oh, no. I'm saying, like, how many games did you attend?
Oh, how many games did I go to? Arizona, Jacksonville,
Miami.
Did I go to any
playoff
of the
game?
Atlanta games? Playoff game.
Did you go to I think you went to the first Atlanta game, didn't you? Or was I Dolo on that one? Either way,
I can't
either
even
way.
remember.
Yeah, I was about to say either way, right? So because you were there week 1.
Yeah.
You were there week 1, you were there week 2, like a couple of other games sporadically, right? So just seeing this team develop from week 1 all the way to the wild card round in the playoffs, I mean, I can't speak higher of this team because for me personally, right, like he just said, he had us at 7 wins. I think I had us at anywhere between 9 and 11 on any given day that you would have asked me during the offseason. But this season became a success to me, and this is what I had been preaching and harping on the whole back half of the season where people were saying, oh, you have 8 wins, you have 7 wins, whatever the case may be. This season is a success because, oh, we know that Bryce is the guy or because we've seen development and that's all we – no, that was never my stance. My stance personally was always this season will be a success. Given the opportunities that were given, this season would be a success if you made the playoffs. So even before we kicked things off on Saturday, this season was a success in JJ's book. The way that we competed, and I know that, FPFO is the farthest – content creators from taking moral victories or, taking that approach. But that being said, given all the context, the way that this team fought to the degree at which they fought, at the age, right, when you look at the average age of this team, when you take away, I think it's J.J. Jansen and Andy Dalton, like the second or third youngest team in the NFL, average age, when you take all of those pieces into consideration, seeing the development from week 1 all the way to the wild card round, and then you competing against the number 1, number 2 offense in the NFL against arguably the MVP frontrunner, you going down 14-0 early in the game where nothing is going right. And that first half was probably one of the worst first halves that we've played outside of the Tampa Bay game and the Miami game. And just for this team to remain resilient and to keep fighting, and to cut the lead down to 3 before halftime, that in itself, like Jake put in the God's Fantasy Football group chat, he said, we're down 17-14. That is a win because it feels like we should be down 21-0. And that was 100% facts. And after we got to that point, the way that we just continued to fight all the way to the last whistle. And ultimately, obviously, we came up short. But that, to me, seeing all of that come together was just very, very special. A very, very special moment. Like I said, a very, very unfortunate into a special season. No matter how you want to look at it, I mean, you look at all the ups and downs and you look at some of the adversity that this team had to deal with, it was a lot. It was a lot, but this was a very special season. For me personally, probably one of the seasons that I will not forget because there was just so much, so many things that played a part in it with you going and competing against multiple 1 seeds at the time and knocking them off, or hosting Dallas, or, the Buffalo Bills dragging you when people thought, including myself, that Andy Dalton would be able to manage the game well enough. Like, just everything in totality, just a very, very special season. Very, very unfortunate that it ended the way that it did. I personally am extremely disappointed because once we scored that touchdown with 2.5 minutes left, I thought that the Carolina Panthers defense would be able to get the job done. That was the unit that I wanted on the field in that particular moment. And again, ultimately, we just came up short. So it definitely hurt, definitely painful. I would say that for me personally, I think that I personally handled the loss better than I have any other loss all year. And I couldn't give you a particular reason on why that is the case. But I will tell you, when the clock hit 000, I was proud to be a Carolina Panther fan in that moment. I was proud of Panther Nation. I was proud of the product that we put out on the field. And I left wanting more, wanting to see that team more, and just extremely excited for the future. So that's what I have to say to open up. Obviously, we'll dive into the game. Go through some stats and things of that nature, but I wanted to take the time to say that because I thought that was very, very important, just to kind of give y'all a feeling on where I'm at personally, and then, kind of go about it that way. So I'm going to open up the floor to you. Get off your chest whatever you feel you want as this season comes to a close, and we'll rock out.
I've always said that I thought that this season was more so of a building season, a growing season, because I thought, the players were young, the coaching staff was young. So obviously I didn't even foresee this at the start of the season that, you had a chance to make the playoffs, because I thought that the Bucs would be better than what they were, had them sweeping us. I didn't think that by this point in the season that you would be playing competitive football. And obviously I was wrong, and I'm glad I was wrong for it. Because I just think that so many people counted us out, especially the media, even the fans, such as myself at times. And so I think that is very admirable, the way that the team went out on Saturday. Like you said, we're not in the moral victories, but there's a lot of things that you can take away from this season, from that game in particular, that you can build off of. As far as you found a receiver number 2 in Jalen Coker, if you didn't already know before the game. I mean, bona fide receiver number 2. I think you found, as much as people may not admit, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it, I think you were able to look at Bryce and see that Bryce can be the guy. He's went toe-to-toe with a lot of the top quarterbacks in the league. I think people downplay the magnitude of the game we're in. It's a playoff game. It's his first playoff game, and only lost by 3 points. He played a hell of a game outside of some throws, outside of the turnover and things of that sort. So I think that you come out and you see that. You found guys who, are going to be Panthers for a long time. I think like this season you've seen that, Mike Jack is the perfect combination on the other side of J.C. Horn. And so there's a lot of good things that you can take away. And the way that the team went out, very respectable. All I see on social media from, big media pages and big media personalities is that the Carolina Panthers earned a lot of people's respect after this game, going toe-to-toe with the Rams. And I think that you can build off of that going in the next season. It should be fuel. And I know that, nothing is given. That shouldn't make you stop there. I feel like that should make you more hungry for that success, to chase this feeling again, and even take it a step further. So I think that was the big thing. Is like the Carolina Panthers, I feel like in a way you could say that they put the league on notice. And, I mean, it's just something that's great to see, honestly, and I'm excited to see us to continue to build off of that going into next season, get a few more pieces, add some more talent, clean up some things schematically, and then there's no telling like where this team will be able to go next season. So I was very excited. Obviously wanted to win, but I mean, you're a couple plays away here and there from, going, I guess, to Seattle. And so,
going to Seattle. Going to Chicago. Going to
Chicago, yes. Yep. So a couple plays away, and I mean, it was a spectacular feeling. It was a great game to be at, and yeah, like I said, I'm super excited for this team going forward. So,
one of the biggest disappointments or disappointing things for me personally is the fact that when I look at the field, the Rams and the Seahawks, for me personally, for JJ, in the NFC, the Rams and the Seahawks are were the biggest tests that the Carolina Panthers would have faced. If we would have seen any other team outside of those two, like, I loved our chances. Even against the Rams, I loved our chances because we had already clipped them and we got healthy. So going into Saturday, I'm thinking, hey, niggas, everybody's counting us out. We're 10.5-point underdogs. We're this and that. You got Stephen A., Pat, everybody just, as it pertains to the national media, not giving this team a shot. I personally was feeling comfortable heading into Saturday, and I was under the belief that if you go win Saturday and just a piece or two falls your way and you have to fuck around and play a Chicago or play a San Francisco, I personally was under the belief that you would have an opportunity, a strong one at that, to be in the NFC Championship game. And for me, that's one of the most disappointing parts and pieces of this whole whatever, the whole picture, the whole story. That's one of the most disappointing pieces, honestly. So tough, man. Very, very tough. Like I mentioned earlier, make sure if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on. If you're interested in any of these pieces of merch that you currently see in front of you, you can go over right now to 4panthersfansonly.com. All items are available. That is actually, the Reaper hoodie is actually limited at this very time. Only 3X's remaining. But as it pertains to the Reaper tee and all the other gear that we have, all the other merch that we've created this season, it is all available still right now, 4panthersfansonly.com. Get it before it runs out. That's what I'll say in that regard. What else, man? What else? I think we're good. I think we're good in the intro in that regard. Just a heartbreaking, gut-wrenching loss. And we're obviously going to dive into more pieces of the game. If we're just looking like overview of the game personally, like I said, you go down 14-0 in the first half. Puka Nacua literally just having his fucking way. Fight back. Obviously, we have the interception. I think that was before halftime, if I'm not mistaken. So that was a big piece. However, again, you get the football back multiple times. You score 2 touchdowns. Bryce Young with the run-in. Chuba with the run-in. So you had a shot, bro. You had a shot, like I said, after playing one of the worst halves of football that I've seen from this team to start a game. Like, for me personally, it never felt like we were completely out of it, because it just seemed as though, like, you start the game off with a 4-and-out, right? But I love the aggressiveness, especially that early in the game. Now, I would have liked to see more yards gained and then potentially go for it in that regard. But if that's your strategy and you want to be aggressive, cool.
In the magnitude of the game, not to cut you off, but the magnitude of the game is like you gotta be able to try to possess the ball as long as possible.
That's
like
true.
You can't continue to give the Rams chances to score, because we know they can put points on the board at an elite clip. So I actually love the call. I love Dave Canales, like, pushing everything to the middle of the table and knowing the situation that he was in. Like, we got to go for it, because I mean they led the league in, you know,
fourth down conversions.
Exactly. So
True.
it's not like it's something that they weren't accustomed to. So
That's
I
true.
love the call in that situation.
Yeah, most definitely. That's a fair point. You know, you have the interception, which, you know, that is one of those ones. You remember how last week we were talking about the Xavier Legette route and how he cut it off short, and you were like, I bet if Bryce would have thrown a pick on that, you would have blamed Bryce. That is a very similar piece to this particular interception as well, because we saw Jalen Coker run the dagger route across the middle, and he just cut it off. He tried to sit in the zone, but Bryce expected him to go all the way through the zone, so a miscommunication there by 2 young players. I just chalk that up to football.
Yeah, I mean,
I chalk that up to miscommunication. I don't put that on anybody in particular, transparently.
I mean, I still think it was a bit of an inaccurate throw. I would say that Jalen Coker should have kept the route hot, should have kept running through. But I mean, he was probably going to take a hit. It was a guy trailing. It was a guy right here playing the zone, and then there was a guy coming from this side. He was probably going to get lit up. But I mean, at the same time, you got to keep running that route, just because if you don't, then turnovers like that happen. But also, like you said, just miscommunication between 2 young guys, and the anticipation was off. But I mean,
and another thing that blew me personally on that throw is, from our angle, we saw what was wide open underneath.
Yeah, for sure.
So if for all my all 22 viewers out there, when you go back and you watch that play, you're gonna feel exactly how we felt in that stadium. Excuse me, because we literally had somebody wide open for a 7-8 yard gain, and we just, you know, we lived to fight another day. But either way, we overcame that. Another thing that I'm going to go ahead and say and put on record right now, and I've been saying this shit since preseason, and I kind of veered away from it because I thought that the fucking narrative was getting tired. But Trevor Etienne next year does not need to be our primary punt returner. I'm going to continue to shout that from the rooftops, because the nigga don't got it. He does not have it. He doesn't provide any threat at all in the return game. The moment was way too big for him on Saturday, because the shit went right off of his face mask. I understand the wind and all of that, but listen, bro, this is the biggest game of your life. We don't need that. And then he wanted to give the hoe up again in the fourth quarter, I believe it was. So Trevor Etienne, the first order of business is to find a primary punt returner that is a threat in the return game that is consistent with his hands back there. Because this has been a problem since preseason. It has. It has. And people are on my top, give him time, this and that. But again, no. It's not about giving time. It's about can he do the job or can't he? It's specifically when the moment is the biggest that it's going to be. So that really blew me, but I won't harp on it too much just because, it was a small piece.
It is something that you have to address because I don't know how much he played special teams in college, and maybe he did play it a lot at Georgia, but there's other return guys that you can find in the league. Like, I see hella returners from other teams that, they're not big in any other point of the game, but, like, special teams is their thing, and it's not – there's guys that you can find that you don't have to have Trevor Etienne back there returning points, and he can strictly focus on running back. Like, maybe he's not going to get a lot of touches there, but also, like, he's just not elite enough to be back there returning punts, especially in that magnitude of a game.
1,000%. And you speak about him getting touches in the running back room or just in the run game in general. That is something that is very confusing to me personally on why he stopped getting as many touches as he was getting at the beginning of the season. Even when Rico and Chuba were both healthy, he was still implemented into the game plan a little bit, and he still provided a little bit of juice. He did. That completely went totally away the last 5-6 weeks of the season. I don't understand why. I don't know why.
I think it's more so because, as we even talked about a little earlier today, you have a guy in Rico who the more touches he gets, the stronger he gets, quote unquote. The more he's able to get into a rhythm. But then you also have a guy in Chuba who you paid a lot of money to. Chuba was a 1,000-yard rusher last season. We know what Chuba can provide, when things are good and when he's healthy. So you also don't want to take him out of rhythm as well and, like, limit his touches. So with all of that being said, it just kind of, like, pushes Trevor Etienne to the back of the line, really, and it limits those touches. And so it's tough for him to be back there getting touches in the running back room, honestly. So I understood why they kind of went away from it because especially you have Rico, those couple of games, he was just going crazy. So it's just kind of hard to implement Trevor Etienne into that.
That's fair. 1,000%. Let's go through some stats real quick, and then we'll go through top 5, bottom 5. Bryce Young, 21 of 40, 260 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Obviously, want to see that completion percentage higher heading into next year, but I will say that outside of the interception, absolute gamer. The moment was not too big, went toe-to-toe with the MVP frontrunner. The moment was not too big. I actually was very, very proud of the product that Bryce Young put on the field and the way he competed and the way that interception did not spiral because he just threw that bitch and instantly just sprinted off the field and we were on to the next drive. So huge shout out to Bryce for that. Absolute, the ultimate competitor in that regard. Chuba Hubbard, 13 carries for 46 yards and 2 touchdowns. 3 yards a carry. Bryce, 3 for 24 and a touchdown. That was one of the most electric moments in my life, seeing him score that touchdown.
I called it.
Yes, you did. Rico Dowdle, 5 carries for 9 yards. So when I get to hearing niggas doing bitching, moaning, and complaining, right, in exit interviews on clean out day, for me personally, it gets a little convoluted because, nigga, I'll save it. But Rico, don't get too far ahead of yourself, nigga. We were able to bring you in on a 1-year deal for $2 million for a reason, right? So what you need to say is thank you. And that, unfortunately, I don't believe that this situation is the best for me. But all of the moaning and complaining and, I don't know why my touches got cut, all of this. Well, if we're just going to be honest, nigga, your touches got cut because you weren't doing shit. And after the Green Bay game, really, you didn't look like yourself for the remainder of the year. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't know where the confusion is coming in. I really don't. This is the same shit that Adam Thielen would do, once the season ended or whatever the case may be. Niggas just get to talking in the media, complaining, bitching, and moaning instead of saying thank you, that you were one of the few teams that gave me another opportunity. Because if we're being honest, Rico, without us, I don't believe that you have the run that you had of those 3 or 4 games, and you don't earn yourself, a 3 or 4 year deal with another team for maybe $3.5, $4 million a year. So really, it should be appreciation. Shout out to the Carolinas. Thank you. It was great playing at home for 1 year. I wish the Panthers nothing but success. Thank you for revitalizing my fucking career. That's really what it should be. But again, I'm just gonna chill and relax because I don't want to get rage baited. But he's tried his damnedest the last 48 hours.
But I understand his positioning.
Why?
Because
what the fuck did he do? What did he do? What did he do the last half of the year?
Because I mean, like you said, and we've been saying that he's a volume runner, and so I understand. I also understand that he didn't have that juice anymore. But at the same time, as an ultimate competitor, you still want to, get your touches and be able to impact the game. And, I mean, we can't take away what he did over those stretch of 3 or 4 games. And so I understand, even him wanting to leave, I don't have a problem with that because it's like you said, you earned yourself a contract based on that body of work. And, unfortunately, he just knows that we're not going to be the ones to give it to him. He even said that he wants to be at a place where he has majority of the workload. Yes. Where that we paid Chuba. You know that Chuba was a 1,000-yard rusher last season. He provided a lot of our offense last season. So everybody knows what Chuba can do. And even the last couple of games, we've seen Chuba have more juice. So obviously, this isn't going to be the situation for him moving forward. And I don't necessarily have a problem, with him feeling that way. I just wish that he would keep the yapping to a minimum.
Yeah, and just shut up and dribble, nigga.
And just kind of.
Or that's too far.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, nigga, shut up and dribble, nigga. Go. Yeah, cool. You're welcome. See, I just can't. I can't stand an ungrateful motherfucker. I guess that's my problem. Rico knew coming into this situation. He knew that he was not the long term answer in Carolina. That's why we gave his ass a 1 year deal. It was fan fiction to ever believe that the Carolina Panthers were going to move on with Rico Dowdle over Chuba Hubbard. It was fan fiction. And I tried to tell y'all in that moment, stop doing that shit because y'all are setting yourselves up to be disappointed. I tried to tell niggas, stop doing it, bro. It's not how niggas crying, screaming to trade Chuba, to do this and that. Oh, Rico this, Rico that. Rico was never, ever the answer. That's why I said if you're the Carolina Panthers, you run that motherfucker into the ground and tell him thank you so much for your services. Beat the road, nigga. We hope you did enough to earn yourself a couple more $1 million over the next 3 or 4 years.
Well, if you would have kept it up, then I think that conversation would be different. But
yeah, if he would have kept it up,
it didn't happen. So
hell, the nigga ran for like 700 yards in 4 weeks. So yeah, if he would have kept it up, absolutely. But it was just an unrealistic pace to keep. The nigga was never Saquon Barkley. Let's not get this shit confused. He was never that. So it's just like, bro, yeah, you had a great stretch of 4 fucking games, but we don't owe you shit. We gave you life. Just keep the, nigga Rico, just keep the chatting to a minimum, bro. Just keep the chatting to a minimum. And then the response to Lil Rocket Nas or whatever the hell his name is on Twitter, shout out to him. But the response of the graph did not help your case or cause at all. That just showed that you were a bottom tier running back before contact and after contact. So I don't know what the purpose of the graph was, but your PR team should have told you, Rico, this ain't the best response, nigga. This ain't going to help us at the negotiation table when we talk to other teams. So that's my 2 cents on the whole Rico situation. Let's see. Jalen Coker. Breakout game. 9 catches, 134 yards, 1 touchdown. He had both of the Carolina Panthers' longest plays in that game. I believe 1 reception he had for 52 yards. Another one was 34, I believe it was. He was ready for the moment. Same thing with T-Mac, 5 for 81. Tommy Tremble had 3 for 22. Xavier Legette, 1 for 8. He's done. He's fried. Hey, Panther Nation, Xavier Legette is fucked. It's over with for all the Xavier Legette truthers like myself. The nigga just simply doesn't have what it takes to be elite or to even be serviceable at his level. Dave Canales came out on Monday and more or less said, Monday or Sunday, one of the two, nevertheless, came out and said that Jalen Coker is the number 2 receiver moving forward. I love hearing that from him. Jalen Coker also had a couple of comments after the game just talking about his future with the Carolina Panthers. He referred to the team as us, etc. That made me believe that he doesn't really have any intentions on leaving. So, because that's been, ever since this game, my biggest concern and my biggest worry and my biggest priority for the Carolina Panthers has been to make sure that Jalen Coker remains in process blue. Because if he doesn't, you're damn near back to square one. Because Xavier Legette does not have what it takes. He doesn't. And I hate that I had to be the one. I hate that I've been a truther for the whole last 2 years. And I've been, trying to make sure that his mental health is right and all of that. Maybe a sabbatical is in order. I don't know what needs to happen this offseason, but unfortunately, right now, he just not it. He's just not it.
He fooled y'all with his accent and off the field activities and horseback riding.
It was never that for me.
And his marketing and I don't know.
So I was on his dick?
Yes, basically.
Yeah,
and
no,
I don't know.
I just don't know if that's true.
And I don't know why you didn't see it in the Route Guy videos. I knew he was ass when those came out. And he dropping wide open passes.
On the air.
Yeah, and you up here copping, please. Oh, it could have been a better throw. Like, bro, he's ass. With all due respect. As a football player. Just not that.
But a marketing genius, nevertheless.
Yes, exactly. If his play on the field could match his marketing, oh my God, would be one of the best receivers in the league.
Christian Roseboom, 9 tackles.
He's ass.
Oh my God, he's horrible as well.
Don't let them stats fool y'all.
No, because this is just a fucking prime example on what I was saying this summer. Everybody on their knees with their mouths wide open. Oh, we got a linebacker that had 135 tackles last year. Whoop-de-doo. I tried to tell y'all then that the Rams fan base was parading up and down the streets of L.A. that they dismissed this nigga from the team. That was a dead giveaway, 135 or not.
Damn, he got 122.
Yeah, I mean, he had hella tackles again this year, but we all know he's ass. We all know that he was still one of the lowest percentage or one of the highest percentage missed tackle rates in the league, along with Trevin Wallace. Also, actually, I'll just wait for the PFF grades, but one of the things that we're going to talk about on next week's episode is main priorities and things like that for the team moving forward. And just know that when I looked at PFF grades for the whole season as it pertained to the defense, every single fucking linebacker that is rostered by the Carolina Panthers was bottom 7 as it pertains to PFF grade. The linebacker room is a problem, and it is alarming. Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay exposed the Carolina Panthers and their linebacker play on Saturday. That is a huge, huge reason in which we lost the game on Saturday. Just terrible, terrible, terrible outing. Terrible outing. Let me see. Mike Jack. I've been trying to tell this nigga Terrence.
How did you just skip all the way from?
Well, because the thing about it is nobody else matters, nigga. Nobody else matters, nigga.
Derek Brown name up there.
Oh yeah, I do need to be respectful to the God, nigga. Derek Brown, five tackles, a quarterback hit. Claudin Sherrills came back, 9 tackles, quarterback hit. Nick Scott. Shout out Nick Scott, man.
Nick Scott's ass.
Hey, Haley, can you press the yellow button, please?
Why?
Round of applause for Nick Scott, because Nick Scott,
you need to start learning names, and when stuff like that happens, just don't do it.
We need to acknowledge Nick Scott, because Nick Scott, for all the hell and grief that this fan base gave him at the beginning of this year during the summer, he did develop and had a solid enough year for me to give him a round of applause. So shout out to Nick Scott for that. Now, the bad. Saturday, on that seam route, I don't understand why the nigga even jumped. I don't know why he jumped. I don't know what he was looking at. They swear he's this ultimate communicator, this and that, this and that. I just don't see ultimate communicators getting beat with their dicks in their hands at the middle of the field because they're ball watching and not responsible for their zone coverage. That's just me. Nick Scott, you made yourself a meme for the next 6 or 7 months. Shout out to you, brother. But yeah, that, and I know that we were giving. I mean, we damn near could have hung the nigga for that drop interception, quote unquote. But shout out to Puka Nacua because that was probably one of the better PBUs that you're going to see from a wide receiver. Because that shit would have, I think that probably would have put the nail in the coffin.
If he'd have caught that, we'd have been good.
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%.
You know.
But I know who did catch one. That's what I do know. And I'm going to go ahead and come on this fucking camera and come on this podcast, on this platform and tell y'all, yes, I have questions about who the fuck cornerback one is. Yes, I do. Mike Jackson, right now, at this very point in time, is... Matter of fact, let me just not even do it.
Yeah, calm down,
because
bro.
maybe that would just
You've seen a year sample size.
Up. No, not a year sample. It's been 2 years. It's been a 2-year sample size because I was telling niggas last year that Mike Jackson was really that nigga.
He didn't look like this last year.
No, he didn't. But you could tell that the foundation was there. You could tell by that the foundation was there just by the juice that he played.
You've seen multiple years of J.C. Horn.
Yeah, and multiple years of the nigga being injured when we need him the most. This year, multiple games with his ass tooted up in the air in big moments. So, yeah, I've seen multiple years of J.C. Horn, but everybody just acts like, oh, they were just all so glorious. Every single year, he's an all-pro, top 3 cornerback. Yeah, nigga, well, this year I've been a little hyper-focused on that nigga this year. And I remember Chris Olave, the nigga going on Twitter after the game begging for an OPI. I remember Jawan Johnson damn near tearing his Achilles. I remember him getting cock placed in him by, who was that? For the Jets, I believe it was.
You can name out a couple of games where the same thing happened to Mike Jack.
Yeah,
bro, you can name out games here and there. So it's like
let me go see what Mike Jack's stat was Saturday because Dylan put it out.
Yeah, I mean we all know, bro.
No, we don't all know shit, nigga. We know he got that one interception, but I need niggas to make sure that they understand that Mike really was that and he was ready for the moment against the best wide receiver duo in the fucking league. And guess what? The last drive of the game, when all the marbles were on the table, all the chips pushed to the middle of that bitch, J.C. Horn nowhere to be found.
He got concussed.
Nigga, I don't die, nigga. Fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? He got concussed. Nigga, what the fuck are you crazy?
How do you know if he wasn't seeing stars, knocked out?
Nigga, Terrence, why are you playing with me,
would you
bro?
want him
why
to be?
Why are you rage baiting me,
No, bro, because this is what we talked about. Like, I understand, like, if you just, like, you know, you hit your head, whatever, but you're good enough to go back into the game. But at what point are you going to be like, okay, if I go back in this game, I'm compromising my team? Especially if I'm seeing stars, like, you know, they had to shake my arm, wake me up. Like,
fine. Can I ask you a question?
Because, like, then it's like, okay, stay out the game.
I know, bro. Can I ask you a question?
What?
Would you rather J.C. Horn be on the field seeing stars or Shaw Smith fucking Wade guarding Puka and or Devontae Adams on a play or on a drive in which your season is on the line? Nigga, die about it.
No, I don't want J.C.
Die about it, nigga.
I don't want him on this field seeing stars in that case because apparently EJ already thought Shaw Smith was that because I had to go see him the other week guarding Mike Evans. So, I mean, who's not to say he would have been out there anyway?
Well, he definitely would have been out there. Hey, is Giro Evero actually? No,
yes. Are we going to have the conversation?
Yeah, we definitely are. Just not right now because I just need to read off Mike Jackson's stats: 8 targets, 1 catch allowed, an interception, 2 PBUs, 3 tackles. I mean, what else could you want from a fucking cornerback? And don't let it go over your head that this nigga Dan Morgan acquired Mike Jackson for a 7th round pick, and a nigga that I don't even know if he has a NFL home right now. I think he might be in Canada.
It was like Michael Barrett or Michael.
Yeah, Mike Barrett, yes.
Yeah, something like from Michigan, linebacker from Michigan. He was ass.
Yeah, 1,000%. And shout out to Seattle too for blessing us. Let me see. That's all I want to cover for Carolina. Transparently. And J.C. Horn did play well as well. Like, all jokes aside, he did play well on Saturday as well. The whole defense as a unit locked in that second half. First half was kind of shaky. Puka Nacua, 10 catches on 111 and a touchdown.
Jesus.
And really, I don't think that's right. Did he not have 2 touchdowns?
They gave him a rushing touchdown on the other one.
Oh, okay. Got you. 5 for 72 for Devontae. Higbee, 2 for 45.
And Devontae got his bell rung, and I don't think that was a...
it wasn't a penalty.
Yeah.
It wasn't a penalty, but they gave it back to us. Because I went back and watched that shit today. Jalen Coker on the sideline, he got his bell rung too. And it was clean. He was still on green. He wasn't white. He just let up. Like he knew he was going out of bounds, but shit, you still in the field of play. And bro, I mean, right in front of the microphone, I said, "Oh, good God Almighty, that was clean." There was nothing illegal about that hit. Nothing illegal. That's playoff football. Both of those hits
about neither one
are
of them.
clean. Yeah, both of those hits are clean playoff football. But this shit is just becoming so soft. So what's new? 24 for 42, 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception from Matthew Stafford. I mean, just carved that defense up. Shout out to Ejiro Evero for that. Kyron Williams, 13 for 52. Blake Corum, 11 for 45. And I just want to mention one more name, Puna forward. 2 tackles, 1 sack, and another quarterback hit. Shout out Puna forward, one of my favorite players in the league. But that's that on that. Let's go top 5, bottom 5 real quick since we're here and we're reading off of stats. Let's see. Here we go. Top 5, bottom 5. Damian Lewis, number 1 overall on the team with an 81.1. Coker was a 79. Chuba was a 75.9. T-Mac was a 72.1. And Taylor Moton was a 71.5. Bottom 5, starting from the bottom. What do you know? Austin Corbett, a 34.5. Mitchell Evans, 37.9. Jimmy Horn, shout out to him for, being ready. You want to talk about everybody being excited about accents and shit. Then when the game is on the line and the biggest moment of his fucking life, wide open dime to his nuts, and we can't come up with the catch. It's just too much to ask for niggas. But everybody wants, J5 this. Jimmy Horn needs more of that. Cool. All right, no worries. Don't worry about it. Xavier Legette, 51.7. Xavier Legette, 51.7, and Rico Dowdle, 52.5. But what I got to hear a nigga say is go in the locker room bitching about touches. Cool. Perfect. Shout out to Rico Dowdle. Defensively, of course. What more did you expect? Oh, this damn near can't be right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this whole list is right, bro.
Yeah, this damn near can't be right. Mike Jackson, yes. Mike Jackson is where I think he should be at a 90.4 number 1.
And then it gets
but then
horrible.
Something just gets kind of damn it questionable because Princeley is an 83.5 at number 2. Bobby Brown with an 80.5 at 4, or at 3, excuse me. Bam Martin Scott with a 71.7 and DJ Wan with a 71.2. And then we go to the bottom.
DJ Wandham did have 2 pass deflections, though.
Yeah, he did. And one of them was on 4th down. That was a huge play.
Yeah.
That actually was a huge play. Shout out DJ Wandham for that. It's not like he rushed a quarterback at all this year. So, maybe you can make a fucking play or 2 in coverage.
Do we know who blocked the punt?
Isaiah Simmons.
Oh, that was him that blocked that.
Yeah. He had 2
Bring
great.
him back.
Yeah, he had 2 great special teams plays. He had a big tackle, open field tackle in the first quarter, I believe it was, where we ended up pinning him inside the 10, and then he had the block in the 4th quarter. So shout out to Isaiah Simmons for that.
Tell folks.
You did, for sure. Nick Scott, bottom, 30.8. Shout out to him.
Worthless.
Claudin Sherrillis, 34.6. Lathan Ransom, 39.6. Shaw Smith-Wade, 48.1. And Ashawn Robinson, 48.2. And where the fuck is Turk at? Okay, cool. Kind of right in the middle. Cool. So that's that on that, man. That's that on that. We talked about Rico already. I mentioned the Jalen Coker whole comments that he made, as well as Dave Canales saying that he was probably going to be wide receiver 2 moving forward. Xavier Legette, if you don't get your shit right this all season, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's curtains for you, bro.
Why does he?
Because he does, bro. He just does. He was a first round pick last year.
So you're just saying
2 years in.
You're just saying, wait, give everybody 3 years. Everybody deserves 3 years, huh?
Well, I mean, can I ask you a question? What else are you gonna do with them? You're gonna cut them? Because who the fuck is gonna trade?
Sell them to the highest bidder. I don't know. Somebody give us a damn. I don't even know. I don't even know if you have to give us anything.
Well, I was about to say, well, what do you? I mean, do you actually? We'll just save this for next week's episode. But I mean, I just don't know who would trade for him. I just don't know who would fucking because he has no value, bro. He has no value on the trade market right now. It would have to be another godsend Jonathan Mingo-esque situation where you just find an old senile owner that had a draft crush on Xavier Legette and is willing to pay the price. That's literally what it would have to be, because right now he has no trade value at all. I don't even know if you could get with all due respect, I don't know if you could get a 7th round pick for Xavier Legette right now. I don't. And that's me being dead ass serious. No cap. It's Xavier Legette. Now, you want to start it? Let me get comfy.
No, you go ahead, bro.
Let me get comfy and cozy for this one, because if you are one of our loyal supporters that was able to catch our game preview on Thursday, our game preview live on Thursday, you were privy enough to see me and Terrence have a legendary debate as it pertains to the Carolina Panthers defensive coordinator Xavier Legette. That stemmed from Mike K hinting at the fact that Xavier Legette had multiple years remaining on his deal. Now, this is something that was news to Panther Nation, was news to, I guess, everybody not inside the building, because no national media knew. We didn't know. No content creator that I know personally knew or has claimed to have known that was a thing. This was something that came out of nowhere. Me and Terrence had a huge debate about it. His stance was that the scheme in itself is just ass and it can't work. My point was that I believe that the scheme can work to a certain degree. You just have to have the talent to make plays for it to happen. And I don't believe that we have that talent in the room yet. And what me and Terrence came to the conclusion of this weekend, and just stop me if I start telling a lie or anything of the sort, what me and Terrence have come to the conclusion of this weekend, specifically after the fucking debacle, dog shit performance that he had on the last drive of the game, is that we're both right. Honestly, we're both right, because transparently, the scheme is terrible, bro, because when you allow the highest percentage of third down conversions in a game or in a season, and then you turn around with the game on the line against an MVP frontrunner, and you decide to go fucking prevent defense with a 4-point lead, 2:34 left on the clock, I have to look at you funny. I do. That being said, let's just take a listen to what Princeley Umimiele had to say about Xavier Legette, more or less, and kudos to him for not folding.
What does this defense need to do to improve the pass?
Because
Vashti
was doing her job, trying to get information, and Princeley seems to, have a little chip on his shoulder, whatever the case may be. But this is Princeley more or less hinting at the fact that, it's not a talent problem, and that's pretty much all he says, but it insinuates that it's a scheme problem.
And before you
defense need to do
before you play that really quick,
yes,
I also heard someone else say that they were like, they think that the players essentially got better from last year. Like, there were players who had gotten better from last year, and that it's more so of a scheme problem at this point. But go ahead.
I agree and we both agree on that. I believe that the players got better, which is why this became a top 14 defense. So I think that's why I just say that I just genuinely believe that this shit is like a nuanced conversation, And I believe that debate, like looking back at it now, I just think that we're both right, bro. I really do. Like, I think it's a talent thing, and I also think that it's a scheme thing. I think that if you go in and tweak a thing or two here from an ideological standpoint as it pertains to the scheme, I believe that the scheme works, right? Because we see Seattle plays a very similar style. Philly plays a very similar style. Actually, Philly damn near plays an identical style, and it works. But we also know how much talent Philly has in their room. So I think from an ideological standpoint that the scheme in itself, there is a flaw or two or maybe even three in the approach. But I believe that those flaws are covered up by more talent.
Yeah, and my whole thing is it's not that I don't believe that EJ can coach or that, like, I don't believe that he can be a defensive coordinator, because obviously it worked in Denver. Like, that's the reason that he was able to go get a job, or that's the reason that he was in head coaching considerations. But,
still is for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, at what point do you come to the conclusion that you have to have the ability to make changes? Like, it just seems like he has the inability to make changes. And I think it worked in Denver, but it's like the same thing that make you laugh can make you cry.
Very true.
Because it's like,
very true.
It might have worked in Denver, but this is a different team. These are different players. And like you said, there needs to be more talent here and there, specifically in the linebacker room. We understand that. There needs to be another pass rusher. So we understand that more talent can be added, but at the same time, you have to make it to where you're not handicapping your players.
I agree with that.
And so that's my problem with EJ. It's like, you have to have the ability to change, like, because that shit isn't working. And like we both said, we wanted, the defense is the unit that we would have wanted on the field that last drive of the game. But I'm thinking, like, it's just no way EJ plays this the same way that he's played the other games where we're playing 10, 15 yards off the ball.
That was work. What he did on, and I'm going to give him the same shit that I gave Dave Canales. Dave Canales, two Saturdays ago, I went on this podcast and said his nut shriveled up. The moment was too big. The lights were too bright. He showed the inability to get the job done in the biggest moment of his career. I'm going to say the same exact thing about EJ this year, this particular game. When the moment was the biggest and the lights were the brightest and we had the opportunity to knock off the 5 seed, the top scoring offense in the league, the MVP frontrunner, on and on and on and on. When the moment was the biggest, EJ's nut shriveled up. Honestly, and that is what's the most unfortunate about it, because I'm personally under the belief that if you were to continue playing the same defense that you have been playing for the whole rest of the game and sending an additional pressure here or there, you would have been okay. I saw a stat that Christian Roseboom was sent on a blitz 3 out of those 7 plays. But my whole thing is, I don't really recall off the top of my head really ever seeing Christian Roseboom win as a fucking pass rusher.
Yeah,
so my whole thing is, why wasn't it Trevon?
Yeah, exactly.
Or why wasn't it somebody just different, maybe an additional outside backer on the field or something of the sort, but I just don't know why it was him. I don't know why it was him, and I don't know why in the fuck we're playing 15 or 20 yards off. That is honestly one of the worst called defensive drives I've ever seen in my fucking life.
It's like he literally wanted to give that shit up. Like, nigga, you're
investigate
playing. He's gambling.
Investigate this nigga, bro. Investigate him,
You're playing Matthew Stafford, bro. He is licking his chops seeing that defense. Because if you just go back and watch the last drive, it was literally just
7 yards
boom,
here,
boom,
8 yards there, hitch route, inside the numbers, everything inside the numbers. And also I'm going to say this too, Trevon Merring, the effort that you gave on that touchdown play was fucking horseshit.
Yeah, that was terrible.
It was fucking dog shit. It was terrible. You tried to seal him to the boundary, but the effort that you gave against that size of a motherfucker just ain't going to work. And then the fact that you didn't even really try to break up the pass.
Yeah, I was about to say, he didn't even try to go after the ball after that.
Terrible.
It's like I would have did everything in my power knowing the situation that we're in. Okay, you beat me, but now my job is to not allow you to win with the completion or score a touchdown.
Exactly. Yeah, 1,000%. It was terrible. It was terrible. So I'm going to give Trevon Merring slack for that too, because that's a nigga on this podcast. he's gotten a lot of slack. And just because we haven't hyper-focused on him because he's been good. He's been good, but that play to end the season for JJ, it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I'll just keep it 1,000 with y'all. That effort was god-awful. It was god-awful, and it was all set up by the flawed ideology of none other than Xavier Legette, your defensive coordinator for the next minimal 2 years. Because every report that I've seen has stated there hasn't been a specification on the year amount, but every report that I've seen as it pertains to the situation is that Xavier Legette has multiple years, because every time they talk about it, they say years, plural.
I've been seeing like through year 2027. So
yeah. So okay, cool. So what is that? 2 more seasons?
Yeah, 2 more seasons. And I'll tell you what, the fan base fucking hates it.
Oh, yes, y'all despise it.
The fan base hates it.
And he did not. Unfortunately, he didn't help his fucking case on Saturday.
Because I wanted. Oh my god! I'm not even gonna tell you what the. Ooh! And on that drive back when I had to see that video. Oh,
which one? About that when Dave Canales came out and said, "Oh yes, he's 1,000% our defensive coordinator."
Not just that one. The one where Tavian sent on Instagram.
Oh
and
my god!
And I just had to see it because we hadn't had a chance to watch film yet. Like I could tell what was going on up there up top, but when I really got a chance to see it up close,
shout out Xavier Legette for fucking us off. Shout out to him. Let's see what Princeley had to say. Hey Princeley, I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me go ahead and say this too before I play this video. There's just a couple niggas that I just don't need to hear talk. Honestly, Rico Dowdle is one of them, right? Nigga, we brought you in here 1 year, $2 million because nobody else wanted you.
Give it a break.
Nobody else wanted you. Be thankful. Princeley Umimayele, however the fuck you pronounce your last. Oh, actually, I can't because they're very prideful. You know what I'm saying? They're a very prideful family. He comes from royalty, so I'm gonna be respectful. I'm just gonna say Princeley, so I don't fuck his name off. Nigga, unfortunately, you fall under the umbrella of niggas I don't want to hear say shit. Another nigga that falls under that umbrella, just so y'all can kind of feel me, Bam Martin Scott. If I ever heard that nigga say something, I would just be like, nigga, cut it out. Give it a break.
Those are 2 of the niggas that were top 5 in PFF grades this past week.
Yeah, and it's
that's
flawed.
Probably why they're talking.
yeah. Well, it's just flawed, bro. It's flawed as hell. Princeley Umimayele, unfortunately, nigga, with the opportunities that you got at the beginning of the year, how much of a liability you looked in the run game at the beginning of the year, minimal sack stats, minimal pass rush win rate, and then you want to go to the media and get to talking that, oh, we have the talent in the room. We have the talent in the room, this and that. Well, let me ask you a question. If the ideology was so flawed and EJ was the reason why you weren't winning your fucking pass rush or had the higher pass rush win rate, then why the fuck was Pat Jones doing it before he fucked his shit off? Out of all people, Pat Jones was able to do it, right? Did we not see Nick Scorton win a time or 2?
Pat Jones is more experienced, though.
Nigga, but I don't care, nigga. Okay, that's fine. Just don't tell me that it's a fucking scheme thing. Don't tell me the reason why you can't fucking hoop is because of another grown-ass man, nigga.
Yeah, that's calling your plays. That's your coach. And based on what based on what I seen Saturday, I'm 100% believing it's a damn scheme thing too.
I don't. Niggas just can't win. That's the problem. Nick, we do not have anybody in that room at this very point in time that can win at a high rate. That is not an EJ problem because there was multiple times where the coverage was great. Matthew Stafford had nowhere to throw the ball, but niggas got 4.5, 5.5, 6, 7 seconds to throw the goddamn ball. That is not an EJ problem. And that's where I start to get louder and start to get more emotional about it because niggas want to tell me about a scheme, but then I see niggas just getting their cocks placed in the dirt off the snap of the football and pass rush. Right? DJ want actually, let me just play the video. Bro.
What does this defense need to do to improve the pass rush?
Improve it.
I'm not trying to ask loaded questions.
And then I just don't, I'm going to say this too. I just don't even like the fact that the nigga tried to act like he was like a little slow when Vashon asked a question. She was very, very straightforward in asking the question. And then, now the nigga has to repeat the question back to comprehend it.
I want to actually see the video.
Yes, of course you can. Here you go. You can hit play in the bottom left corner. And if you haven't already, since we're here, go over right now at Carolina Blitz and follow her and the whole team on Twitter. Phenomenal work that they do over there.
What does this defense need to do to improve the pass rush?
Improve it.
I'm not trying to ask loaded questions.
I feel you. How can I put this, bro?
I'm not trying. I really not.
See, it wasn't him acting slow. He's like trying to say it in a way to where he doesn't slander his coach's name because he's like the pass rush. Like you don't even know the fucking half.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's trying to do. I get it, but this is why I said to start, nigga. I don't want to hear you talk, nigga, because you never showed me that you had the ability to win at a high fucking rate. And everybody else did. Pat Jones did before he fucked his shit off. Nick Scorton, as a rookie, had 5 sacks, right? Derek Brown came in, immediately had an impact. Immediately we saw his sacks be higher than they have in the past. So there's niggas doing it. You, unfortunately, Princeley, did not fall in that category, nigga. So you just cannot come into the media and just improve the pass.
Right,
how can I say this, bro?
How question.
Man, nigga, answer the fucking question how you feel then, nigga. And that's how you feel. Play it. Look at him.
But that was a struggle.
I don't think it has anything to do with our pass rush. Yeah, I don't think it had. Like, I see a lot of things on social media, guys, like, we need to sign this guy, get some pass.
And we do. Pause it again if you don't mind. And we do, nigga. Yeah, and we do, because if we can go get Jordan Phillips, he gonna turn this motherfucker up. If we can go trade for Mad Max, what you think gonna happen? It ain't gonna be a scheme problem then. Play.
Well, because EJ won't have much to do. He just gonna say, "Hey, go do what you do." So he won't have a chance to fuck the scheme up.
Oh, hey, no, listen, no problem. You're 1,000% right, and that's the whole problem.
No, because we're gonna take pressure off of you and not make you, your brain have an aneurysm. So we're gonna take pressure off of you because we understand
because we can win. Because we can win our pass rushes at a high rate. That's the problem. There is nobody, because really he talked himself into a corner, in my opinion. There's nobody in the building that can there's nobody in the building that can do it. He says it's not a pass rush problem. Princeley, I'm here to tell you right now, brother, it is. It 1,000% is. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if a scheme can make a nigga win a one-on-one pass rush. You either have that in your bag or you don't.
Yeah, the talent is 100% there.
Oh, the talent is 100% there.
The last defensive series.
Pause it again. Princeley, I hope that I just pray and hope that you're not just saying that with your own self in mind, with all due respect. Because again, nigga, you ain't showed us a bitch ass thing. You showed us that you can make a tackle here or there in special teams. Shout out Coach Bates. Play it.
Explain to me the theory behind the defense or the prevent defense in those situations.
I don't have an explanation.
Okay. Thanks, Prince. How would you describe your rookie season?
Underwhelming.
For me?
Yeah.
I'll describe it as, that's a good question. I don't know how to describe it. I wouldn't say I'm looking back at it and like happy type.
Why?
I didn't get as much like opportunity as I felt like
Pause it,
I
please.
could have.
Pause it. Princeley Umemenyele, when you had your opportunity, when we had no other real pass rushers, when DJ Wanham was still hurt, and then Pat Jones went down, you had multiple opportunities against mediocre offensive lines. If we're just being honest, you had multiple opportunities at the beginning of the year, first 5, 6, 7 weeks of the season. Unfortunately, you just didn't do enough to fucking retain your position because we drafted you in the 3rd round under the belief that you were going to come in here and absolutely be a pure pass rush winner with the ideology that Nick Scorton was going to be a more overall better, better, well-versed, well-rounded overall edge, and you were going to be the one that was going to be the primary pass rusher. But you want to say, oh, yeah, I just didn't get the opportunity. That is a fucking cop-out. That is a cop-out. I'm sorry. I'll stop ad-libbing it now.
Yeah.
Barely anything left.
You mean as in playing time, or?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that in the off season? How does that fuel you?
Trying to just keep working, work harder, even harder, you know what I'm saying? Just keeping my head down, tunnel vision, just trying to control what I can control.
Yeah. What does this defense need?
I just fucking despised it. I despised it. Shout out to Carolina Blitz. Shout out to Vash Style.
He really wanted to say what we were all thinking when she asked him about that prevent defense.
But the thing about it is he don't got enough cachet where he can.
Well,
because, nigga, you had, like I said, 6, 7, 8 weeks to get the job done, and you fucking did it.
That doesn't mean he can't have an opinion on that prevent defense. And he can. We can have an opinion on it, and we ain't on the field. He on the field looking at it firsthand and knowing this bullshit.
I'm pulling up right now. My apologies. I'm pulling up right now what overall PFF grades look like because I just want to see where the nigga fell. That's what what do you know? What do you know? Princeley, Uman with the opportunities that he got per PFF, this is for the whole season. He had a 49.8 grade overall. He was number 24 on the team from what is being reported via PFF. But then we want to talk about his opportunities. I mean, it's just very frustrating for me, bro. It is. And that's part of the reason why I hate clean out day is because then niggas just get to chat and it just is like, nigga, but when we look at this season in totality, nigga, you wasn't living like that.
Yeah, but he still is entitled to answer those questions.
Well, just next time, don't let it be it's not a talent thing. Because if it is, the next time specify. Say, it's not a talent thing. We have DJ Wanham. We have Nick Scorton. Next time, fucking specify. Because when you say it's not a talent thing, with the bravado and damn near the arrogance in your tone, the way it registers in JJ's brain, and maybe I'm just sick in the head, but it seems as though you're including yourself in that fucking umbrella.
He didn't say
bitch,
that.
Actually, I can't say that. Forgive me. I'm not calling you a bitch. So let me just change it. But fuck, nigga, you don't fall under that umbrella, and you not the talent that which you can be speaking about. Because when we saw you play, nigga, you ain't do shit. Princeley ain't did shit all fucking year, but maybe 2 measly ass fucking plays that I could have made. That's all he fucking did.
And we're just under the assumption that he's including himself into that, where he very much well couldn't be. He was asked a question about the fucking the defense, the prevent, and then now all of a sudden he gets slandered for giving an answer. He's saying everything that everybody else is saying. Now, he's probably going to get ridiculed for that by his coaches because, unfortunately, he's just telling it how it is.
Well, that's
and
fair.
he probably done cut it in his playing time next year because, unfortunately, EJ is still going to be your coach because all of those head coaching interviews that he did.
What else they been, bro?
Nothing more than the Rooney Rule. Nobody wants to fucking hire him as a fucking head coach. I hate to tell you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. If nobody knew, that was teams utilizing the Rooney Rule where you have to interview a black coach. So, yeah.
So that was just the easiest
yes,
one?
EJ, you will be back as a defensive coordinator, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would say that's not true, but then I heard that the Raiders also interviewed nigger Thomas Bryant. So when I heard that, that nigga. So when I heard that, I just knew it was over with. Because the last time I checked, that nigga couldn't even control his hoe.
All right, bro.
What's the time on that? I'm sorry. Thank you. 113.
That has nothing to do with him coaching.
No, yes it does. You can't control your fucking house. How the fuck you gonna control a room full of grown men?
Well, what do you say about Dave Canales? He had problems in his household and in his marriage.
Yeah, he got them straightened out because he wrote a book.
And what is it? And what does his team look like?
Perfect.
They made the playoffs. He was able to control them. They made the playoffs, fought in a tough game.
I don't even know if he was able to control them.
Okay.
I think that was Chew, DB, maybe J.C. Horn here and there. Like, that's what I believe. But what do I know? What do I know?
Yeah,
it's all
exactly.
speculation.
Exactly.
You said 113? Okay, I just need to make sure. Matter of fact, what am I marking? What is this, the second to last episode of the season? I'm not taking shit out. I'm not marking shit. The nigga couldn't control his hoe. He couldn't. Very simple. And you think that I think that you're cut out to be a head coach? Yeah, nigga, unfortunately, yeah. In the interview process, I'm asking the nigga, back in 2024 when you were a part of the Carolina Panthers organization, your whole, or I probably wouldn't word it like that, your lifetime partner decided that it was appropriate to go on X and begin to slander other coaches on the staff, other people in upper management, in the front office, etc. What do you have to say to that? And if the answer wasn't good enough, then the nigga would already be done. And he already should be done, bro. That nigga can't coach worth the fuck. He can't. He's ass. So all of that being said, you're right. It is the Rooney rule.
Yes, EJ is not going to be a head coach.
Now, if I will tell you all this.
He's not going to Atlanta.
But let me just damn it say it. If he goes to Atlanta, all of the success that we've seen Bryce have over Atlanta and just dominate Atlanta and just own Atlanta, shit is going to be a lot different. So best case scenario for Panthers fans is that with the talent that Atlanta has in their room, that he doesn't somehow wiggle his way down to
Panthers fans,
Atlanta.
Y'all don't have to worry about that. Nobody wants to hire him as a head coach. Trust me when I say that. Trust me.
This is per dunk on demand on X. If you don't follow him, go tap in right now. Because somebody said about the D-line struggling, and this is all stemming from the whole Ejiro Evero conversation. Dunk said, we had the second worst pressure rate on third and long, obvious pass scenarios in the NFL per next-gen stats. Dudes aren't getting it done even when they don't need to worry about the run. So that just tells me that, once again, with that stat being a fact, because he quoted his source, you have niggas in that room that can't win, which would go to, once again, contradict what that nigga Princeley is talking about and saying, oh, we have the talent in the room. Unfortunately, right now, the Carolina Panthers, as they're currently constructed, do not have the talent in the room. They just simply don't. And that's okay, because that can change with $39 million in cap space. It can.
Yeah, and if the defensive coordinator doesn't make adjustments, then unfortunately you might end up seeing the same thing.
Very, very, very possible. Very possible. Here we go. Tom Haley, 114 or 115? 116. Perfect. Here we go. This is going to be the last film juice of the year. If you're unfamiliar with the show and you're new here, this is our juice segment where we give out plus 400 odds or better on what we're betting on this particular week. We do a running scoreboard between me, Terrence, and Dylan, who is our content manager. He's currently in the lead right now. He actually won it last year. At the end, the two losers pay the winner $150. Dylan is currently sitting at 5. Terrence is sitting at 4. And I am sitting at 3, which is much better than I did last year, where I was not able to accumulate a singular win. So here we are. Terrence, kick us off, because I don't know what I did with my juice ticket.
Oh, perfect. Plus 628. I have the Bills plus 5.5 against the Broncos. I have Dalton Kincaid, 3 receptions. I have the Seattle Seahawks money line against the 49ers. I have Brock Purdy, 200 alt passing yards. I have the Rams money line against the Bears. Caleb Williams, 200 alt passing yards. Plus 628. Very doable.
That's some good juice there. You want to do Dylan's too? I don't know if you have it readily available. Because if you don't, then I'll just do mine,
yes,
and then I'll let you do Dylan's after.
I'll do his. Dylan, plus 401. Very soft. What's new?
Yeah, very, very pussy weighted in the year.
Puka Nacua, 80-plus receiving yards. Kyron Williams, 50-plus rushing yards. L.A. Rams, minus 4.5. Seattle Seahawks, money line. Denver Broncos plus 13.5.
Plus 401.
Plus
That's
4.
the best that you could do. And it's just sad as hell. Plus 589.
So,
I mean, Los Angeles Rams money line against the Chicago Bears. Over on the points. Over. Ram the over at 51. Seattle Seahawks money line under 46.5 in the Buffalo Bills and Denver Broncos game. And yeah, that's what it is. It's a 4-leg parlay. Seahawks money line under 46.5. Los Angeles Rams money line over 51 points in that same matchup. Let me make sure I got everything right. Yes.
oh, I got to tell my story for Haley.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
tell
game.
your story.
I was gonna tell her before everybody got here, but I was like, I have to tell it again on the pod. So, for people who don't know, can we cut that music?
Oh yeah, sure.
Jesus Christ. So,
My apologies.
for people who don't know, I mean, you wouldn't know if you weren't at the game. So just me, Yak, and JJ, and the person who helped me out. But my
Shout
phone,
out my nigga Yak, man.
yeah, shout out Yak. But my phone just completely blacked out at the game. I don't know why. I went to, just by the grace of God, I happened to send a picture of the tickets to JJ, or one ticket rather. And me and Yak were going to the concession stand to get drinks. And I usually don't really use my wallet. I always use Apple Pay. And then all of a sudden my phone screen goes black. So I had to end up using my fucking card, pay for the drink. Nonetheless, we're like, well, hopefully we get to the right seats and nobody asks what we're doing or say that these are their seats, because I don't have a phone to verify. And my phone wasn't dead. I could hear it vibrating and feel it vibrating, and nothing was coming on. So we actually get up to the seat. Yak blazes. He has us in the wrong row. And so we're going down, and I'm telling these people, I'm like, oh, yeah, we have these seats, like, and they're just looking at me like I'm stupid. And I'm like, oh, they must ain't hear what I said. So I'm like, oh, we have these seats. Still nothing. I'm like, okay, well, we'll just take these seats beside, like, down here, and if people come, then we're just going to come and get our seats back. And still nothing. So we just ended up sitting there. And we didn't realize until JJ was in the row behind us that those were our actual seats. And so
y'all both fucked off. So you trying to bully people, drunk, trying to bully niggas, and you dead the fuck wrong. But
yeah,
go ahead.
yes, and it's because my phone, I don't have my tickets. And so I'm like, well, Yak, if someone comes here and says these are their seats, we're fucked. I think we're in the row behind us. And then Yak was like, oh, we are actually in the row behind us. We're like, we're just going to stay here. So I was talking about my phone throughout the game. And then a friend that we met, her name is Philly.
Don't say we. Don't say we, nigga. Don't say we, because you don't know who I got watching this shit. Don't say we. A friend that you met.
Philly, that was sitting beside us, somehow, I don't know what she did. She took my phone and she fixed it. I don't know, but by the grace of God, thank God. And so now my phone is back. And to give people context, my phone was messed up for a while already because my screen was messed up from whatever happened in Orlando.
Go back and watch that.
A car ran over it.
Please don't.
Go back and watch that. Go
Please
back and
don't.
watch that
Please
game day
don't.
vlog if you're new to the channel.
Please
Shout out to
don't.
you.
Yeah, a car ran over it, whatever the fuck
No,
happened.
a bus.
It was a bus?
It was literally in the bus lane.
Well, yeah, you can imagine how my screen looked from that. And I just got a new phone, so it was baffling to me that my screen just went black and I couldn't get my shit cut back on for like 30 minutes. So I was hot about that. But nonetheless, shout out to Philly. Got my phone fixed. We're good.
Yellow button for Philly, if you don't mind, please. Yellow button for Philly. Shout out to her. Oh, wow. Philly, shout out to you. Choosing bad as hell. But shout out to you, though, for sure. What? What do you have to say?
Nothing. I was asking were you referring to her or me?
Oh, her, 1,000%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her and her friends choosing bad as fuck.
I feel like you just need to take like a spare phone at this point because
He needs two.
I think I need
Yeah.
two. That doesn't do anything
Why don't you
but
bring your iPad?
Okay. All right.
That's why we. That's why you know, man. I mean, Christ, Haley. But nah, for sure. Shout out Philly. Shout out, bro. That let me get his seat.
I saw you met a friend in the DMs. Or no, he commented on the dump and said it was a pleasure sitting beside you.
Yeah, shout out to him. I don't know if that's the nigga that I think it. See, and this is the problem. I'm gonna tell y'all this too. First, shout out Big Walk. Shout out my nigga Big Walk, man. Big Walk pulled up to the tailgate, had his Reaper hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Dripped out in the Panther. Shout out Big Walk, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is the problem. This is what I need y'all to understand, because I never want y'all to take this shit personal. If myself, and I'll speak on this nigga's behalf too, because he was fucking, he was fucking shit-faced Saturday. But this is the problem.
That's what they like to say.
This is the problem, bro. Whenever y'all see us at these events, specifically at the games, more times than not, we are fucking hammered. So if we don't shout you out on the following episode or whatever the case may be, I promise it's not personal. We just forgot that we even had the interaction, or B, forgot your name and we don't want to be rude or disrespectful. But if that is bro in the comments that I was sitting beside, that is in our reel and in our TikTok that is kind of popping a little bit, shout out to my nigga, because he had me turned up all game. I had him on my left side and Yak and Terrence on my right, and my God, we were rocking in that bitch. Oh my, if we would have won, I believe that there probably would have been a fucking riot or multiple in Uptown Charlotte on Saturday.
Yeah, it would have been crazy. I'm not going to lie.
Yes, because it was so deep. It was so deep, and niggas was still outside even after the loss. I'm not going to lie. Niggas was still outside mobbing. Real, real bad. But shout out to him. Shout out to the nigga who actually let me get that seat off of him, because as y'all know, I sit in 233. That's where my PSLs are. But there was no way in hell that I was not going to experience this playoff game with my niggas, with Terrence and Yak. So we went up to the 500 section. I asked an older black gentleman. We just be very skeptical of certain shit. So he won't go in. He won't go in. But there was another gentleman that was in the row that Terrence and Yak were sitting in, the one that they weren't supposed to be sitting in. And they were in the aisle, so that was even better for a big nigga like myself. He went for it. He went down. He got his ticket upgraded for free. I should have charged the motherfucker, but I didn't. So shout out to him for letting me get that off of him for sure, and letting me experience that moment with my boys. One of the moments that I'll never forget in my life, actually. So round of applause to Philly for bringing the phone back, and OG for letting me get his chair. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, she's fucking long. She is
took
long.
her a while.
Oh, no, it took her fucking long enough, actually. It took her long enough.
I'm actually listening.
Yeah, you're listening now, yeah. Not on the damn phone. Next year, when we come back next season, Haley will be phoneless behind the camera. Or that's just too much?
That's too much.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
The main thing that we need to talk about is how my birthday is in 2 days.
Oh, yes, Haley's birthday is in 2 days.
Yeah.
We actually need to figure out what we're going to do for that. We need to figure out what the play is. Because I'm not going to lie, I had to come up here quite a few times over the next few weeks. And transparently, I need a solidified plan before I move.
Y'all need to let me know if it's going to be this weekend or next weekend, so
Haley
I can
needs to
start
let us know.
planning my shit out.
Okay.
I cannot do next weekend. So it has to be this weekend.
Okay. You literally just said either, but okay.
Yeah, but I forgot that I have plans.
Okay.
Like what?
I don't care to answer that question.
Well, I might have plans this weekend.
I mean, the odds of her choosing you over me are very high. So maybe it'll get pushed.
Y'all are literally both fighting for the same weekend.
This weekend. Let's just do it this weekend. You already are gonna do something regardless, right?
This weekend?
With Christy.
Yeah, next weekend.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I would like to do something this weekend. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to do it twice, I completely understand. I'm not gonna feel away, but I just can't do the final.
I don't have a preference, honestly.
Okay.
I need. Hey, listen to me. Listen very closely, bro. I need a restaurant specification on Thursday, at the latest. She's laughing. It's a joke to her. Okay, cool. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. This is our second to last episode of the season. I will be going live, and Terrence is more than welcome to join, but it'll be primarily me. I will be live on the channel covering the Rams and Chicago Bears game. We're going to do another live reaction video or live stream for that. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on. If you don't happen to join us next week, I will just say that y'all are the greatest supporters in the world. Thoroughly appreciate you guys. The community that we've built with FPFO is literally, I mean, it is just a perfect personification of what FPFO represents. All walks of life, all races, ethnicities, all age demographics, etc. Absolutely love y'all. Extremely appreciative for what you guys do for your support and the love, reciprocation of love. And yeah, just shout out to y'all for rocking out with us all throughout this year. Can't wait for you guys to see what we have in store for y'all next year, man. So appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll talk again next week. Keep pounding, and brighter times are right around the corner. Do not fret. We'll be back soon.